I am so eager to see how this played out. Once again, I feel like I've nailed this pretty goddamn good, if I do say so myself.
Ooh, there's that mystery! Huh?
Let's go, you know the drill, mommy.
I told you to stop surprising me like that.
Wait, why is this one blank? Is this something that's indeterminable?
I thought this labyrinth would only require your wits, but it looks like it's going to take more than that, Yuma.
Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of wits, so he doesn't...
Why is this one blank? This one is different than all the others. I'm assuming this one is indistinguishable somehow. But why?
Why didn't a problem appear?
That's what I'm curious about.
Not only was there no problem, no choice appeared either. Master,
That's different.
Maybe you don't even know which mystery to start with to solve this case.
Yeah, there's so many unknowns. I'm honestly feeling lost right now.
Come on! You gotta know where to start with this stuff, or you won't be able to solve a single thing.
Well, I think I got it pretty well mentally mapped out. I might have some details wrong, but...
Let's decide that for now. What's the first mystery of this case?
So am I gonna have to theorize about which one I should start
The
with?
fact that Dr. Weska was murdered in a completely locked room with no way in or out.
Well, there's only one way into the room. We decided that much when we investigated the room for ourselves and found that there was no other entry. All the ventilation ducts were too small. There's only one point of entry.
The doctor was located deep in the critical lab, behind layers of security. And yet, he was
But that
found
doesn't mean
stabbed
that the
to
room
death.
is impenetrable. It just means it's heavily fortified and heavily secured.
We were the first to discover the body.
That doesn't mean that it's
We were controlling
not
the robot,
enterable.
Amapel. Because of that, we were thought to be the culprits. But we obviously aren't. So how did the culprit get in and out of the doctor's lab? That's what I don't know.
I think I do.
But the culprit is definitely the hitman, right?
I think so.
I don't think the
but I'm
culprit
not
is the
absolutely
hitman.
Sure.
I don't think the hitman was even there.
Besides, even if the hitman did it, there's the question of who hired him.
Right, I believe that's all too complicated. And the reason why I didn't give that a lot of merit is because it serves as a very good subplot to kind of draw your attention, but I don't think it's actually what happened.
But there's no doubt the hitman
I don't believe this
stabbed
notorious
Chief
hitman
Yako.
has anything to do with this murder whatsoever at all.
That's the only thing I'm absolutely certain about.
Also, Amaterasu is heavily secured and heavily fortified with several dozens of patrols, and a lot of incredibly dangerous security measures. I don't think a hitman would have been able to work their way in here. I think this was done from the inside somehow.
Peacekeepers?
Kanai Ward's garbage. What are you doing here?
How are you here?
Yomi Hellsmile.
How the fuck is he here?
So the director of the Peacekeepers is here.
Yeah, but he's just part of the mystery labyrinth.
I was gonna say, is this just part of the mystery labyrinth? Like, obviously Yomi is going to try to dissuade me, and he's going to try to divert me.
I figured. In other words, he's a monster created from the labyrinth, right?
Right.
You pieces of shit.
Whoa, okay.
Disturbing the peace of
He's got some
Kanai
fucking
Ward.
yokai yin-yang shit going on, motherfucker. Holy
Doesn't
shit.
seem like an easy opponent.
Damn, he looks wild, dude. Holy fuck, that's some Sephiroth crap.
But we have no choice. For Chief Yako. For everyone.
Damn, he's like a one-winged angel. Holy shit.
You killed Dr. Weska, didn't you? Turn yourselves in so I can torture you to death!
Yeah, good luck with that. Gonna have to try harder than that, checkerboard. Or is... No, it's not checkers. Checkers is black and red. I'm thinking of chess. Chess is black and white. God damn it. Chessboard looking ass! I'd like to see you try it, bitch. Going to work soon, but wanted to say hi and have fun? Oh, I most certainly will. I think I have this chapter pretty well nailed, if I do say so myself. I forgot to access my skills. How fast is that?
You disarmed the security system to the doctor's lab.
Not very fast. Okay, so I only have 2 solution keys here.
And then murdered him inside.
Oh, that's a lot of bullshit going on, dude. That's a lot of words.
The security system for the critical lab stayed active.
Yes, it did.
Impossible to bypass the system while it's active.
Okay, I'm not refuting the other
In
thing.
other words, no one
I think
can
it's going to
enter
be the boot
doctor's
print.
lab. There couldn't be an intruder.
I don't know what I'm refuting
Which
here.
makes you the culprit.
Either I'm refuting that last thing or I'm refuting the thing previous to that, but I don't know which one yet. It would have been pretty tough to get through the security system and enter the critical lab, but the doctor died before we got inside, which means there had to have been an intruder. Anyway, let's take another look at the solution keys to see if any evidence stands out. It would be the boot print atop the Amapal. That's the only thing I could think of. That proves that there was somebody in the lab, I think.
Doctor's lab.
Okay, but the thing is the security system was not disarmed. We knew that when we got in. We realized that the security system had never been undone.
System for the critical lab stayed active. It's impossible to bypass the system while it's active.
Okay, I don't think I'm refuting that.
In other words, no one can enter the doctor's lab.
Okay, I'm not refuting that. Or
There
that.
couldn't be an intruder.
Nice. Once again, it's very hard to deduce which thing I have to counter. Reasoning got me through that, though.
First discovered, Amapal was about to enter the doctor's lab, but something bumped into it and knocked it over. In fact, there was a mark on Amapal's head, like someone kicked it. That mark wasn't there when we borrowed it. It's proof that someone else was in the lab.
You call that evidence?
It's very loose evidence, but yes, it's evidence.
Bullshit, the only thing that comes out of that mouth?
Sometimes complaints. Mostly given the fact that I'm jumping and dodging and swifting and dashing and shit.
Shit. There was an intruder?
Oh, shit. Oh, I forgot I was supposed to... Oh, I actually had to have a key equipped for that.
Watch carefully for what the opponent says.
Got it.
Okay, so maybe that's one of the ones that I don't have to refute. Maybe that's the thing that I don't have to repel, so maybe I should just avoid that. I'm inclined to hit it, though, because it's blue and the rest of the words are white and pink. I did dash to the right. Come on, dude. Like, I did dash to the right. I know what my reaction time is. Maybe it's because I was already coming out of the action. Okay, let's see what else we have to... Okay, that was the thing that I had to throw back at him.
Don't make me laugh.
Okay, so if it's not the other one that I have to throw back at him, it's that secondary
Shit.
one.
There was an intruder? That's impossible.
Like, I even had the speed upgrade, and I still couldn't do a dash left and then dash right, like back-to-back like that.
You proved that yourself.
There we go. See, I don't know the context in which he's using this, is my problem.
What do you mean? We proved there wasn't an intruder.
But there was an intruder.
You still don't understand? Don't make me laugh.
There was obviously an intruder, given the fact that there was a boot print atop the Amapal's head, or are we talking about an intruder for the facility? Because there were still outsiders in the facility if you count us, so I don't understand what they're getting to here.
If there was another intruder, then where did they go? By the time you arrived at the scene,
Airlock decontamination device is what I'm going to have selected here.
there's no
I'm not
place to
refuting
hide
that.
in the critical.
Bam. Fuck you, dickhead. There most certainly is a place to hide within the critical lab. The decontamination duct that can house a singular person.
There's a hiding spot. It's
As I
inside the
stated
airlock's
earlier.
decontamination device.
Which supports my theory of the person dropping on top of the
The
Amapal.
fence cover can be easily removed, and there's just enough space for someone to fit inside. If they hid inside the decontamination device, we wouldn't have seen them when we arrived at the scene.
So what? You've got it all wrong anyway.
Okay, well, given the narrative of the game and the fact that I didn't fall over backwards and take damage, I think you're wrong, Sunshine.
Everything is wrong. Your existence is all wrong. Have fun chasing that fake truth you found.
I wonder if he uses that rubber sword to get himself off. You gotta imagine, right? He seems to love himself. So I think that definitely supports my theory of somebody standing atop the Amapal to bypass the electric security grid. I think that's definitely accurate.
We managed to defeat him this time, but it's not over yet.
Yeah, he's gonna pop up like 3 or 4 more times at least.
He sure is persistent, huh?
Anyway, there's no doubt someone else was inside the doctor's lab. So let's unravel each mystery one at a time.
Alright, we'll get it this time.
So is this not a choice that I have to make? I have to go through both these paths, both these avenues. So I have to explore to the depths of either one, I think, is the goal here. Was there an intruder?
Come on, why does it have to be so sudden?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay, now that we've wedged our way into this mystery, we just gotta head through the labyrinth and reach the truth!
Or are we going through the possibility of either? Are we going through the possibility of both? Like, what could have been potentially possible had there not been an intruder and had there been conversely? I'm going to go with yes here.
Right here!
We're just now getting to the point. What a pain.
Oh, you haven't seen the first of it, Vivia. Wait another 3 hours,
Hey,
buddy.
don't sigh, this is a good thing!
Sorry.
We'll make it eventually.
Anyway, let's head inside.
It's a matter of how long it takes me and how much I fuck up, pretty much. We'll get there, though.
There was an intruder for sure! We know someone bumped into Amapal.
Right.
The culprit probably hit Amapal on their way out. After
That's what
that,
I was thinking.
They must have intended to leave the lab.
They must have kicked Amapal over so it couldn't right itself, so they had time to get out of the way of the field of view given Amapal's eye cam.
They couldn't
Is what
because
I'm
we were in
imagining.
the front chamber.
Right.
So they hid inside the decontamination device to avoid us.
That's what I thought. Because they stated that the first hallway doesn't actually have any security measures within it, it's purely a decontamination hall. So, if the person was able to get up into the duct in order to be able to drop down onto Amapal, it's obvious that they used it on the way out when we were bypassing through the exit to the doctor's lab. So when we passed through the first hallway initially, they were in the duct. When we bypassed the second time, they were possibly in the duct as well.
So, if you checked inside the decontamination device on the way to the scene, you would have caught the culprit then and there.
Yeah, but it was an emergency and we had no idea they were in there.
It's super lame to make up excuses, Master.
Fair enough, I didn't expect anybody to be in there at the time either, because I didn't know that thing opened until after the doctor was murdered. And that's why after I do my initial investigation, my reasoning is usually really off, because I don't have anything to go on. When I'm sitting there doing commentary, I don't have the adequate time to process and think and theorize. So that's why I do all my theory off screen. And then I basically compile all the thoughts that I have into a summation of what I believe to have happened within a theory.
But it is true.
And that's why I like to give it at the start of the labyrinth, so people can determine where my mental state is at, like what my personal mental reasoning is. Like how smart I am, how I'm approaching this, how I'm theorizing how all these things happened and occurred and took place in the time frames, and what somebody else might have been, you know, involved, or like something else might have happened at a different time frame than what was initially proposed or what was initially believed to have gone down, stuff like that.
Master, wallowing in regret is even lamer. If you have time for that, you have time to keep going.
Right.
Like, sure, I could just look up the answer and just subvert all the thinking, but that's the joy of this game. I like being mentally tested. It's a giant puzzle. I've always loved Danganronpa and being able to delve into how these murder plots are constructed and seeing the reasoning they use. Because usually if you give them the time, they're really cool. Especially Danganronpa 2 with the funhouse. The funhouse is one of my favorite concepts for a murder ever.
Another fork in the path.
It's fucking awesome. I love being mentally tested.
Seems like
How
we're
did the
finally
culprit
at the
enter the
central
lab?
question.
Deactivated security by cutting power. I don't think that's it. Never entered in the first place. Invited in by the doctor. The third one is the only actual reasonable conceivable notion.
This is the first step to solving how the culprit committed an impossible murder.
So my reasoning applicable here is that deactivated security by cutting power is not possible because the doctor's lab, it was reiterated several times that it was kept on an individual power grid from the main power. Never entered in the first place is not fucking humanly possible because we just delved through the reasoning and came to the conclusion that there must have been a physical intruder present given the boot print on Amapal, so.
I leave the rest to you. I'm going to read a book or something.
Yeah, you do that, with your many, many colored friends on the floor, because those are the only friends you're ever gonna have. Besides me, who's gonna be your boyfriend if you keep that kind of shit up, Vivia.